Hey, History St. Louis, welcome to this introductory lesson to Unit 4, Boomtime St. Louis. So this is right after the Civil War. And one of the things that is marketed in this time period in St. Louis history is immigrants coming to the St. Louis area. So I thought we'd start by going over a little bit about the map of the city and where these immigrant groups moved to, just to give you an idea of where they lived and where they still live today for some of these. So you're going to need three different colored writing utensils. It can be anything. It can be three different highlighters. It could be a pen, a pencil, and a highlighter. Just any combination of three. And so you're going to make a little bit of a legend here. The first group that we're going to take a look at, and the easiest one to probably figure out, is the Italians. So I'm going to keep them with my red. And basically, you're going to fill in the area known as the hill area right here. Now, the hill area actually has Highway 44 go right through it. So this whole area was the Italians and is known as the Hill. We're going to find out in just a little bit. During this time, it was actually called Dago Hill. Dago is a not so nice term for Italians. And then eventually we just drop the bad word and just call it the Hill neighborhood. And so that area begins to have immigrants moving in from Italy around the late 1800s, 1880s, 1890s, and still is today one of the premier Italian neighborhoods in the St. Louis area. You'll learn and go into depth more about it and what restaurants are there and all that good stuff. So that is color number one. That's the Italians. We're now going to switch colors, and I'm going to go to a blue for the Germans. The Germans are going to move in basically right before the Civil War in the 1830s, 1840s, and then we also see a later influx of them. But they are here before and after the Civil War, and they primarily hang out here on the north side. So you've got basically Old North St. Louis right in here, that neighborhood. So you're going to go ahead and color that one blue. Hyde Park right there, you're going to color, and that actually had a different name back in the day, and we'll find out later on. College Hill and Fairgrounds are going to be all German as well. And then up here, you've got Baden, which is German. And then you've also got Penrose. So all of this area was German, and we're going to come back to Old North St. Louis in just a little bit. And then the other one is down here in the south called Dutchtown. And it really was called Dutchtown by mistake or because of a mispronunciation. And that neighborhood, I'm going to switch here for a second. This neighborhood has a nickname which I want you to add somewhere to the side. Now I want you to label this neighborhood the Scrubby Dutch neighborhood. And it was called the Scrubby Dutch neighborhood because the German women were so clean and so attentive to the cleanliness of their houses that they often would be seen scrubbing their front porches, their front stairs, their front sidewalks, and their back alleys. And they were so constantly cleaning that they were called the Scrubby. And then the Dutch is a mispronunciation of the word Deutsch. And so it's the mispronunciation of the word Deutsch. So it really should be called the Scrubby Deutsch neighborhood, but instead it's called the Scrubby Dutch neighborhood. And so everything that you see in blue is German. And then our final look is going to be green, and that obviously is going to be the Irish. The Irish had a neighborhood right in the middle of the German Old North St. Louis one, and that area is also going to have a nickname that I'm going to want you to label, and that neighborhood is called the Kerry, Kerry Patch, Patch. And it was called the Kerry Patch. You're going to find out a little bit later on, because those people who lived in that neighborhood came from a place in Ireland called Kerry County. And so they called that area the Kerry Patch. And that was a famous Irish neighborhood right in the middle of a German neighborhood. And then the three other ones that I want you to label are right here: Kings Oak. You're going to label that Irish. Right next to it, Cheltenham, you're going to name that Irish. And then Clayton Tam. And so this area of St. Louis is just to the south of Highway 40 and just to the south of Forest Park. That area also has a nickname, which I'm going to want you to label as Dogtown. So go ahead and label that area as Dogtown. We're going to find out in the next unit that there is a rumor that it has to do with killing and eating dogs for the 1904 World's Fair. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and then we'll find out whether that is true or not. And so that is a little bit about our immigrant map here in the St. Louis area. I will say, just for the heck of it, we'll add that down here in the Bevo Mill area, right in here, as well as right on the city-county border. This would be in the county, the Melville area. These two areas are the Bosnian immigrant groups. The Bosnians can be seen most in the Melville neighborhood, and then in the city, they have moved into the Bevo Mill neighborhood. And then right up in here, just south of 44, is a large Hispanic community, basically Benton Park West, Tower Grove East, somewhere in this area. This is a Hispanic area today. And so the two groups today, Hispanics and the Bosnians, are labeled, and then you've got your three original groups right here. So that's a little bit about the immigrant areas, and then we're going to study this unit. We're going to start with the Italians, then we'll take a look at the Germans, and then we'll finalize things with the Irish and take a look at their impact on St. Louis history and St. Louis culture. So this is a good introductory, gives you an idea of where these immigrant groups lived. You can see that right here, just south of Forest Park, the combination of the Irish and the Italians, that obviously this was a large immigrant area. And then the immigrant area up here in the north, even though it's primarily today African American, a lot of the buildings still have German writings on them in this area. And if you want to, you can go ahead, actually, and just go ahead and fill in the O'Fallon neighborhood as well as being German. So this whole enclave is German right up in here. So hope that explains a little bit, and we'll kind of put things in perspective as we go through the beginning of this unit.